right, next. So we're building a relationship where, if you can go all the way till marriage, and that's cool, but you don't have to. We're building a relationship through networking. So now by using the affinity, and that you can do in any kind of a situation, just try to find the commonality. It's much easier than to develop a likeness to each other. And then comes the last part, or the biggest part of that, which for me is the purpose of networking more than anything else. I know that most people are going for networking because they want to get something for their business or for their life, and what I actually see networking is an opportunity to give something. And the getting part, I don't worry about it so much. It somehow happens, always. I don't know how. People call it the law of attraction and different names, and I don't care. When I'm looking at the main purpose of networking from my point of view is to give something. And if you can remember something from that, and you heard it from me in other training also, if you can remember one important thing out of these few hours that we spent together, remember the sentence, give first. Most people are there for taking first. They're willing to give, but first I'll take, first I'll get what I want, then I can give. And it doesn't work this way in life. It doesn't work this way in relationship. Anytime that you build a relationship, any type of relationship, intimate, friendship, business, doesn't matter. There's always two sides and there's always a risk. A risk of getting hurt, a risk of getting screwed, the risk of getting rejected, the risk of getting whatever. You need to be the bigger one and take the risk first. And the way to do it is to give first. You might get something back, you might not. I found out that I always get something back. Not necessarily from the same person. And in networking, there are two things that you can give. Two very easy things to give. What can you give? Either connection or information. Okay, either connection or information. Information is usually based on your knowledge. And I used to grow up on the sentence, especially in the business world, that knowledge is power. And I understood it like most people understand, that's that if I know something and if I hold to this knowledge, then I have the advantage on those people who don't have the knowledge. That's what it meant for me, knowledge is power. The more knowledge I have and somebody else doesn't have it, then I'm in a better position. I'm in a better competitive position, etc., etc. It took me years and years and years to learn that the sentence means that knowledge is power when you share it. When you share it, and it's a very simple, it's not a philosophical, esoteric, Zweifel kind of new age stuff. It's very, very simple. When you share your knowledge, people see you as an expert. As soon as you start educating, as soon as you start sharing your knowledge, sharing a solution, somebody you meet in a networking function, and he says, well, I'm stuck, I have a great website, I have a great product and everything, but nobody comes to my website. And suddenly you say, well, did you try this? Did you try this? Did you try the Facebook and new ads kind of stuff? It works for me. Suddenly they try it, it works. Suddenly you become the expert. Not just that you become an expert, you also get some karma cookies. Some karma cookies, that's at least how I see that. When I give knowledge to somebody, when I give information, I don't get paid for that. I might be a consultant and getting paid for my advice usually, but in a networking event I would give it freely and I would get karma cookies. So it's kind of those cookies that in my bank account, and one day or another they will come back, this way or another. You just become a better person with more cookies. Okay? That's at least how I see that. So people will ask me a question that I usually will, kind of charge you 3,000 euros to answer that over 3 days. And I wouldn't say to you, well, you know what, this is my profession, this is what I get paid, come to my course and I will share it with you, just pay me 3,000 euros. I will answer that. I will answer short, I will answer to the point, I will answer as much as I can in a minute or two, but I will answer that. And that's what is important for us to remember. Don't hold to your knowledge. It's when you share it that you're building that position. You're building the power. So this is what you do with knowledge. And knowledge doesn't have to be necessarily knowledge that is pertain to your expertise. It can be something else. Somebody just say, well, my car just broke down on the way here. I don't know how to start it. Well, did you try this or that? So it's something that is not my expertise, but I know something about, maybe I can help. By that, you're building up a relationship, by giving first. People then think, oh, he cares. And it's easier for them to open up. It's easier for them to want to do something together. Does that make sense? It's not too difficult. It usually doesn't cost you anything, and you gain lots of karma points. So this is when you give knowledge. Giving connection is even more difficult for people. People that have good connection usually sit on it as if it's a treasure chest. They are sitting on it, and they are not going to share that. And the point about a connection is that it is a treasure chest, but only when you share it. Again, same thing, same principle, just works a little bit different. The way I know a lot of people, I have very big network. Some of them I know very well, some of them I don't know so well, but I have quite a big network of people around me. And I love doing this matchmaking. So there was somebody came to me and he was a little bit kind of like, it's the second time I'm in open source event and this networking thing doesn't work for me. Where are you? Yeah, can I share that? Yeah. So he came and he says, well, it doesn't really work for me. Everybody here is coaches or consultants or stuff like this, but I'm doing very down-to-earth thing. I'm doing something in building and, it's a product. So, it doesn't work for me. And I asked him, so what do you do? And at one point he says, well, but I know somebody that can help you. And I actually sent him to that person, and I sent you to two people I mentioned. One I mentioned the name, the second one, and the third one is actually somebody here. Maybe Ronald, are you here? Yeah, maybe behind you. This is the macula I told you. I don't know if that can help you, but it's so easy to do. How difficult it was to do that, to tell him just, I know a person, I know another person, there's even one person here in the room, check them out. I don't know if anything will happen, okay? I don't know if anything will happen. But let's say that you go and talk to Ronald or you call René and something does happen, then I suddenly gain 2 cookies, right? One from, what's your name? Ruud. One from Ruud and one from the other person. And what did it cost me to do that? So I'm doing that a lot whenever I know that, and probably many of you have noticed that you come to me and say, well, I'm looking for that or whatever it is. Did you talk to this person? Or I know somebody. Or, check one of the co-developers because those people that I know very well, etc., etc. There are people that make their money this way. There are people that's what they do. They connect people and they collect money for that. I don't do that for that. I do that for the karma cookies and for the good feeling about that. And just because I have it. And I think that you should start doing it also this way. Give your connection away. And I'm going to share with you right now an exercise that I share a lot in more advanced trainings. I think it's the best tool, one of the best networking tools you can imagine. And I tell people, go do that. It takes about 20 minutes to half an hour of your time. Go do that. Do that today or do that tomorrow. And everybody says yes, yes, yes. And usually there's very few people that are doing it. So I'm kind of challenging you for that. I'm going to share with you a process that it's very powerful to build a position for yourself while giving first. I want you to go home and to go over your network. All of us have a certain network around us. On average, they say that we have 200 people that we know well, that we trust, that we can recommend. It can be business connections, it can be family connections. My sister, she's a great occupational therapist. I have another sister she's a great, great teacher for special education. The hairdresser that Verd and me are using for many, many years is the best in Holland. It's not because he said so, but because he won all the prizes every year. So, it's a great hairdresser for those of you that are interested in that, et cetera, et cetera. So I have a network. It doesn't have to be just here, okay? And I have a macula that I know and I trust and et cetera. So you probably have about 200 of those, but I don't ask you to make a list of 200. Just make a list of 20 of those. 20 different ones. Maybe a good graphic designer, a good programmer, a good, veterinarian, whatever it is. I want you to make a list of those. And I want for yourself, you need to have this list with the name and the profession, or the name and the expertise. But what I would like you to do is I would like you just to take the column of the expertise and communicate it to all of your network. For example, you can send a message to everybody on your LinkedIn or on your mailing list or whatever it is and tell them, listen guys, I'm opening my network for you. I want to share with you the people that I trust that they deliver really great stuff. So if you ever need a graphic designer or a web builder or a hairdresser or a car mechanic or whatever it is, contact me and I will connect you to somebody that I really can recommend. That's it. You don't put names, you don't put phone numbers, you just put the expertise. Is that clear? So you put a list of expertises that you know those people. Now what happens is that your network suddenly start to appreciate you because you're opening for them something that saves them a lot of trouble. If I need tomorrow a hairdresser and I don't know anybody, I prefer to trust somebody that has a good hair and say, hey, who's your hairdresser? Then go on Google and looking for hairdresser. Does that make sense? Same with the graphic designer. I'm preferring to go to Nisandeh and say, hey, who would create this beautiful stuff for you, than to go on Google and look for graphic designer. Does that make sense? So if I'm opening to you and I'm telling you I have this person, then you're very welcome to use that when you want. So I just got a karma cookie from you because I just gave you this list available. Now, if you at one point really need that person, you contacted me, then what I need to do is to actually contact that person first, ask him, listen, I have this person that is interested, shall I connect you? If the person say yes, then I should connect you and let it go. Then it's your problem. You figure it out. But if both of you are making a deal out of it or creating something that works for both of you, again, I got those karma cookies. But it's not so much for that. I made a difference for two people's lives. Does that make sense? That's all you have to do. It's sending one email or one message on LinkedIn with those names, and be ready that if somebody asks you, then you connect them in the right way, in the appropriate way. That's all you need to do. What happens is that you become the go-to person. People starting looking at you as more than who you were before. You become an important person in their network. People tend to think that networking is all about, I need to get clients. I'm going to Discover Kai event so I get clients. That's bullshit. That's not the purpose of networking. The purpose of networking is to get to know enough people that will know you, like you, and trust you, so that when their friends need you, they connect you. That's how I at least see networking. It's way bigger than just those little events that we're trying to achieve. And this is a great way to do it, by giving first your connections. Does that make sense? Yes. Are you with me still? Yes. Wonderful. There are 3 sentences that I like to use when it comes to networking that are all about giving. Okay, and I wanted to do with you a little bit of mingling to do that, but I will skip it, and you can use that as soon as we say goodbye in the free networking. The first one is actually, let me give you the easiest one. The most precious, the sweetest 5 words you can ever communicate in a networking event, especially to an introvert, the 5 sweetest words that you can imagine are, let me introduce you to. Let me introduce you to. When you're in an event and you start to speak to somebody and now the conversation is over, instead of just saying bye, your next following last words should be, let me introduce you to, or I think you should talk to, and you just take them by the hand and get them to that person. Say, I think you two need to connect. And that's it, leave. This is a way to complete communication. If we start all from the beginning, goals, and starting communication, building likability and everything, this is how to complete. My suggestion, the last sentence should be, let me introduce you to. Now, if you're just the first guest to arrive, or it's the first person you met, you don't know anybody, you cannot use it. But if you already know people, and if you already met somebody that you think that this person should talk to, just say this sentence. They will feel, they will owe you forever, especially if they are introverts. Okay, it's so hard for them to move to the next person. You just say, let's meet, let me take you by the hand and introduce you to her. That's it. It might work, it might not work, it might be really fabulous or not, but it's flowing. Does that make sense? So one sentence for giving. The second one is, I think I can help you with. So it can be in different ways. You heard something from them, they shared about their challenge, or they shared about something in their business, or whatever it is, or they shared about what they're looking for. It says, I think I can help you with. And in the past I used to say, I can help you. And the older I become, the softer I become when it comes to one-on-one connection. I say, I think I can help you. From stage, the word think is not existing in my vocabulary. But when I'm on one-on-one, I will soften that down. It's, I think I can help you by, or with, or whatever it is. So then you just, can be an advice, it can be a connection, or whatever it is, but it's a good start for giving. And the last one, it's a little bit tricky, so you need to find a way to say it in the right way, that it doesn't sound arrogant. But it's something like, listen, I know quite a lot about this, so... And then you continue the sentence. So somebody says, well, I'm totally stuck. My website is wonderful, and my products and services are great and everything, but I don't get any traffic. Well, I know quite a lot, or I have quite a lot of experience with that, so... And then you share your knowledge or connections or whatever it is. So those are good sentences to say, if you say them in the right context, that communicate giving. And I would like you to practice them when you're doing the free networking after this, when this is over, but also in the rest of your life in networking. Those are good sentences to do that. Does that make sense? Yes. Are you okay so far? Yes.